let's squash it down to the meaning of right screen time and wrong screen time. 2 घंटा, 3 घंटा, 5 घंटा, 6 घंटा.
Oh God, that's the ever debatable questions and answers. If teenagers hear me, they want to throttle me. But, so actually, I have actually consulted, and I'm not consulted, I spoke with even neurologists, right, who deal with the brain. I have a lot of colleagues and friends who are pediatric ophthalmologists, right? And they say the same thing. It's, there are 2-3 aspects over here. One is we have to understand that I think it's happening to all of us. I don't know if it happens to you all, but when I'm done with 6-8 hours of screen time, I do have a headache. My eyes do feel very, very dry and itchy. I do get knots in my neck or my back. And I think that's with all of us, right? So it's not just anymore about now screen time, it's posture. It's choosing the right place in your home and the kind of chair you use for your back and your seat and the space that you create even in the work from home environment that you are at, the lighting, and just so many aspects of temperature control, fresh air. I mean, the list is endless there, right? Now, what they talk about with children is it's not about 3 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours. Definitely going beyond that is not healthy because that leads to, they've actually studied when kids under the age of 9 are consistently stimulating themselves audio visually. It leads to more irritability, more frustrations, more mood swings, and they're not happy. And in fact, there's been a surge of behavioral discontrols, more impulsivity, and actual aggression. Now, the reason being is twofold. One is the addictiveness that screen time and screen entertainment has. And one is the sheer, I think, mental fatigue that kids don't realize. Like, to be honest, if my own kids who are 7 and 9 have had a long online day, I have seen them by evening time. They are low, they are frustrated, they are irritable, and they are tired. You can see the physical and mental fatigue that they go through when they've had that online presence. So what we're recommending is what I mentioned, how they're sitting, their postures, the distance from the device that they have, taking frequent breaks, drinking enough of water, standing up and walking around as much as you can. And all the time, the focus should be on posture, whether it's your shoulders being back, your back being balanced properly, and your angle of the head and the neck with the device. But definitely, like I said, online schooling is mandatory. It's intellectually stimulating. You can't run away from it. And it's a must. I think we have to allow all our kids to have access to the right kind of education to stimulate their minds. And I think all schools are doing a brilliant job with online education. I think the tipping point is the social media presence that teenagers are hooked onto, the PUBG and the Fortnites and the excessive gaming. So imagine you're having a full day of online work and courses, and then kids are spending 6 to 8 hours, and I'm not exaggerating, on gaming at night and all night. Now that is clearly unhealthy, and it's a complete no-no. And I just feel parents need to be cognizant of these facts and as to how damaging it can be. And I think parents and homes have to be a bit far more disciplined in putting their foot down and making certain rules in the house. I mean, even small things like don't look at your device and phone when you're having a family meal together. I mean, I just feel these times will never come back again. We should cherish these quality moments we're getting as parents and as fathers and mothers with our kids. And if we're all going to be staring at our phones or looking at devices or in their own bedrooms doing their own gaming, I mean, what's the point of it all? Any which ways, it's a virtual world that we're living in. We're still further losing that humanistic approach and the human touch to it all. So the key word is balance. We can't run away from technology and screen time. But like I said, balance is the key word. And with younger kids who don't know how to strike that balance, we as schools also need to propagate this whole disciplinary aspect and cutting off from screen time. And parents need to take a call on being a bit more tough on this stance.